Okay, everyone, backpacks away on their shelves, no cell phones, warm-ups on the board. Remember we did this yesterday? Start working this problem out. Andrew, cell phones away. Thank you. Okay. Who remembers how I start off on this? Write Ismail. Divide by 7. So, divide 50 by 7. Those 7 times. We get a leftover, right? What's that tell us? Correct. Number of risers. So if number of risers is 7, who remembers number of treads? That's right. 1 less is 6. So now we just got to figure out our exact riser height, because unlimited run, we're just going to go to our default number, which is 11. Good. So the tread length, we can just go at 11 inch. We know 7 goes into 57 times, we've got a remainder, right, of 1. So what do? Right, we split that up. And 1/8, okay. But that only gives us 7/8. So we're going to split it up amongst a couple more treads. So we're going to split a 16 on 2 more risers. And in this case, when it's 2, the top riser we're going to hang so we can adjust that. So we can put a 16th, make up a 16th there. So we're going to have 5 of them at 7 and 1/8, and 2 at 7 and 3/16. Check our math. That should be times, so this is 14 and 3/8, and this is 35 and 5/8. 5/8, 3/8 is 1, add that, and that'll give us 50. So we're good. So next, what you're going to learn today is how to do this accurately, lay them out on our 2x10s, or 2x12s we prefer to use. So what we're going to need for that is a framing square. And what we're going to use here, these are called square gauges. Some call them buttons, stair buttons, framing square gauges. So what these do is keep us accurate. So we don't have to set it on our square each time we mark out every stringer, or every step on the stringer. So we're going to set this at 7 1/8 on 1, because I'll show you on the bottom tread how we can make up. We're going to hang the top, so we can, the top riser is the one we're going to hang on, so we'll measure down on the frame to get that one. And we have to cut the first step to allow for the thickness of the material that makes up the tread. So typically that's 3/4, so we're going to say that's what we're using on this one. And I set this other one for the tread, default. What is it? No, Devontae, you can't go to the bathroom until you finish doing this, then you can go, okay? Thanks. Alright, so now I'm set 7 1/8 and 11. So I'm going to come near the top so as not to waste any lumber. And I'm going to lay it out. And you see these buttons or stair gauges hold me right in the position I want to be. So I just start marking them out. There's the first one. Then I just come and make sure I'm exactly on point. There's the second one. And again, what we have to do is there's 6 treads. So I got to do this 6 times. That's 2. Keep going. Now this locks me in, so I'm not playing with it and worrying about it moving. I can just push this in tight to where it is and just hold it securely with one hand, and it's not going to move. It improves the accuracy when I go to cut them. Now, so one thing I forgot to do. What did we do when we did our rafters? You remember? That's right. We checked the crown. So I did this before class, so I know these right. We go out and check this before, so the crown's gotta be facing the top here. So if we go and we look at it, that's right, it's crowned up here, going underneath. We want to crown the same way. So we're going to eye this one down, and it's crowned that way also. So we're going to make sure that we're always cutting the stairs, the triangle pieces, we're cutting them out of the crown. So just like the rafters, the weight will be right down. All right, lay that back on top, nice and square. Then go back to the third one. See, and now that I have this, I can just go right back into place. And mark out number 4, number 5, number 6. All right, so now I can take the buttons off, or the gauges. And now on the bottom one, what I want to do is hold the framing square so it's perpendicular coming down. And mark the riser on the bottom. Now the first riser we have to adjust for 3/4 inch. That's going to be on the tread. So we'll subtract 3/4 from the 7 1/8, which would be 6 3/8. However, we're making up a 1/16 of an inch on this one, so we're going to add a 1/16 to that. So that'll be 6 7/16. We'll make this one. So I mark down to 6 7/16. This is just under a 1/2 inch. Go there, and now we come into a square around again, and we make our bottom cut. Bring that all the way across. So that'll be the first one. Now the top one, just gonna finish off. Come back here, and we've got our first thread cut. Now we want to finish this all the way down. So this is the part that we'll put the strap hanger and attach it to our frame. So we've got that cut out, or marked out, before we cut it. And we got a crown, so we can go the same way. Before we cut it though, we want to make sure that these crowns are as flush as they can, because we're going to have some natural deflection in the wood, so that it's not going to be identical. So to minimize the variance between them, we're going to lay them on top and get these crowns as close as we can to each other. We want to cut out any knots if we can. If there are any major knots, you want to line them up so they fall into these triangles we're cutting out. And then for safety, we got to clamp down. Now we can put our clamps in a spot. It's going to be out of the way of our saw. Clamp that down and clamp this one down. Now, I'm not going to cut these right away, but rather have you all go over, get your framing square. I've got some more stair gauges up at my desk. Come see me for these. Make sure you get a pencil. I want you to partner up into 4 teams and go in the back room, pick yourself out some 2x12s and some sawhorses. We'll take them outside and line them up, and you can measure them out. Each one of you do one. Help each other out if you need to, and I'll be around to give you any hints. So, any more questions? Yeah, you can go to the bathroom now. Okay, thanks. Now, get to work.